Drama castle, welcome home. Snakes in the moat, bone ray. I choose violence. Yeah, no time for silence. They wish I'd stay quiet. Diet. Fake friends, step aside. Real ones only for this ride. Welcome to the drama castle. Queen ain't no hassle. They wish I would be silent. Ray, I choose violence. My drama castle. I'll be fine. Haters want me muted straight up. Ain't happening, what's up? Crown too heavy, let it drop. My kingdom don't stop. No one tells me nothing. Coming. Welcome to the drama castle. Queen ain't no hassle. They wish I would be silent. Ray, I choose violence. My drama castle. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Haters want me muted straight up. Ain't happening, what's up? Crown too heavy, let it drop. My kingdom don't stop. No one tells me nothing. Coming. Welcome to the drama castle. Queen ain't no hassle. They wish I would be silent. Ray, I choose violence. My drama castle. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Yeah. Blah, 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 felt, sound like lost cows. Live more like fake cow, more like loud cows. All that moving on the timeline. You too poppin' when you should be on that move too. Hey, Keenstar, you faker than some glazed donuts. I see your thumbnails, I'm like, that don't make no sense. Boogie fake cancer. Oh, you think we didn't know? I guess he missed the memo. Hey, Becky, I got a question for you. What's the sentence for a falsified crime? If you're innocent, why you dodging all my questions? Hey, Michael, where you at, man, where you at? Kid behind the camera, more like kid behind the bars. Kid behind the camera, more like kid behind the bars. Kid behind the camera, more like kid behind the bars. Kid behind the camera, more like kid behind the bars. Man, I should just hop off this app. Everybody lying, what's the point in that? The liars get the love, so I should probably go and lie on the track. They say you should tell the truth, but that ain't true. You gotta keep it fake, it's the only way to break through. It's so much faker than you think it is. Oh, it's faker than you think it is. Yeah.
What is up, everybody? Happy flippin' Friday. I have to say flippin' because it's only been 6 minutes of stream and I can't swear. Otherwise, my video gets demonetized. Either way, it's going to get limited. But either way, we got to make sure it doesn't get limited too soon. Okay? How y'all doing? Let me get this bull crap off the screen. Hello. How is everybody doing? Much love to my chat. Beautiful people showing up. Anthony, hello. I mean, I already knew Anthony was going to be here. Anthony's always here. When Anthony's not here, it's reasons to be concerned. If y'all don't see Anthony in the chat for any of these streams, be very, very concerned for his well-being because he always here. He a day oneer. So we got to make sure we look out for the day ones. When we don't see the day ones for a while, they might have abandoned me like, Henry Resilience day ones abandoned him. So, we got to make sure we take care of our day ones. What up, Laura? We got Laura in the chat saying some very nice things. Thank you so much. I officially love you. Oh, I officially love you too, Laura. I'm so glad we ended up bonding. And I'm glad that we actually got to talk. You are a lovely person. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Thanks for what you said on the last stream. You took the words right out of my mouth. Exactly, 100%. Thank you. Well, of course. I mean, like I said, you're a lovely woman. I'm sorry again that you got wrapped up in all the drama and bullshit that really had nothing to really do with you. But, you were trying to be a good person, good friend. It's always the good people that mean well and have good intentions that always get the shit end of the stick all the time. Trust me, girl. I've been there. That's why I became more of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got tired of being a nice person and still getting walked on. So I said, well, fuck it. If y'all want to paint me as a bad guy, I'll just be the fucking bad guy at this point. Because I'm done trying to be nice to people who don't really earn my kindness. So that's just what it comes down to. So remember that, Laura. Your kindness isn't for everybody. I know it, and I know the good Lord says we should be kind to everybody and be nice and good people. And for the most part, we are until, people piss us off. And then we're sitting here like, well, why the hell am I being nice to this person? We'll turn the other cheek. Why? So they can slap the other side? I don't understand. That's always how it feels when they say turn the other cheek. You already get punched in one face. You're going to turn the other cheek so the person can punch you on the other face. Hell no. You got your one shot. I'm not going to give you a second. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Megatong, what's going on? Memes of Destruction is here. What is up? Memes of Destruction, my good friend, somebody who has met me IRL. For all you people out there who like to talk shit and say, I ain't about that life. Ask the people who met me. Memes of Destruction will tell you. Memes, am I like this in real life? Come on now, Memes. Memes knows me. Memes has met me multiple times in person, and he will tell you that, yes, she really does have a boba tea addiction. Yes, she is really, really loud and energetic in person. And yes, she probably will attempt to whoop your ass. Even if she doesn't think she can, she still will attempt to whoop your ass in the real world. 100%. But not Memes Destruction. I pick and choose my battles. He can pick me up over his head. He is a very strong man. But I love Memes of Destruction. I miss Memes of Destruction. We need to get boba tea soon. Speaking of boba tea, we need to get boba tea soon. Big Rudy is here. What's up, Big Rudy? How you doing? Much love to Big Rudy. Nuclear Winter, I abandoned you. I know you have. I know you have. What, because Tipster came back to the commentary community, kind of? He came back to do drama content? You back over there, huh? Is that where you went? I see you. I see you, Nuclear Winter. No loyalty with this one. None. No loyalty. I'm just kidding. I love Nuclear Winter. I'm just messing. DDH is here. Hello, everyone, she says. Hello back to you, gorgeous. Damn, he said, just like my father did when he went to get milk is crazy. That's crazy. What up, Aerostream? Happy Friday to you as well. You guys came back with the milk. What is going on? I haven't even really started the topic, and y'all already going crazy in the chat right now, talking about daddies leaving them for milk and shit. I don't understand. Sharon Peters says, hey, girlfriend, when are you going to do a show covering my fabulousness? When are you going to come on the show? You can come on the show. I'm sure at this point, everyone would love to hear your beautiful, totally not fake female voice. Much love to Sharon Peters. An OG, if you know, you know. Sharon Peters. Let's see, going down the list. I love when you talk like this. I can't rip. Memes of Destruction says can't confirm. See, Memes of Destruction can tell you. Anybody who says you just do this for YouTube. You're just like this for YouTube. You ain't a tough bitch. You just act like it. Ask the people who met me. They will tell you. I am about that life. I'm telling you, Memes of Destruction would know. But that's why when I'm around Memes of Destruction, though, I got to be more calmer and tamer, because I know if I get too gangsta and I piss off the wrong one, Memes might have to try to be the pacifist monk and probably end up having to hurt somebody while trying to be pacifist. I'm just saying. What up, Mr. One Gun? Am I loyal? I think. Yeah, I mean, I would say, yeah. I haven't seen anything to suggest otherwise. I don't think you're disloyal, at least not yet. We'll see. Time will tell. Now, I don't think you could be disloyal, though. You're a huge anime nerd like me. So, like, I think that bond will keep us strong. So, I think we'll be good. We got a $10 super chat from Eric. Thank you so much for the tea. Yes. Thank you, Eric, for supporting my boba tea addiction. Oh my God, I love you guys. See, there's some healthy enablers out there. When I say healthy, I mean, you guys know my boba tea addiction, even though it's very sugary. It's not like healthy, but like it's not the worst kind of addiction to have. I mean, I could be addicted to crack like some people on the internet, you know. I'm just saying. It's thank you, Eric, for supporting the boba tea addiction. I appreciate you and all the boba tea you provide for me. I do appreciate that. I'm just saying. Yes, the anime bonds are very strong. Yes, I am from Boston. That is very true. Thoughts on what the heck's a Cineminis? You always come in here and ask me about my. Some of y'all do this all the time too. Y'all ask me my thoughts on things. I'm like, I have no opinion because I don't know what that is. You'd have to probably tell me what it is for me to give an opinion. But anyways, let's get to the topic because we got like a 26-minute video to get through. That's gonna probably take me an hour or two to get through. So just to recap on topic before I get distracted. Oh my God, Sharon Peters, you sus in the chat. You were so sus in the chat. Listen, so I don't know if y'all remember, so I'll have to remind y'all about the kid behind a camera situation. So I didn't know shit about Kid Behind a Camera until the Locale universe, the Keemstars project over there, Locale Live. I had no idea who Kid Behind a Camera is because I wasn't into the Angry Grandpa, which is kind of funny. Oh, no, I'll get to that story later. But Angry Grandpa was a big YouTube channel. Kid Behind the Camera is his son. And, he was like the title suggests, the kid behind a camera. He was the one that was doing a lot of the filming behind the scenes for Angry Grandpa. Angry Grandpa got a lot of love, and unfortunately he passed away. And then Kid Behind the Camera decided to, continue on, So I didn't know much about the lore, right? So when I was introduced to the Locale universe hosted and created by Keemstar, I didn't know anything really about him. I had heard some things. Obviously, some things came out about his relationship to his baby mama, wife, girlfriend, whatever she is. I know they have kids together, but I don't know if they're legally married. Some people say they're not even legally married. Some people say they are. I don't know. Don't really care. But there was the first controversy that when he met his now baby mama, she was under the age of 18. I believe she was 16 or 15. Sorry, I think he found out she was underage at her 16th birthday or whatever. I don't know. Guess they met when she was underage and he was obviously of age. So that was a big whole thing where everyone was now saying that he kind of groomed this woman. Now, for me, it's like, I've said this publicly many times. For me, it is kind of like a gray area, and hear me out before you guys jump down my throat, right? So he met her when she was younger. Now, the argument here was she came out and said she lied about her age to him, which again, I don't buy that, right? But we have to think about times, again, doesn't make it right, but I would say their relationship was like early 2000s when young girls, teenagers were very much trying to get with older guys, and it did happen. Again, not making it right. The only thing of why I don't call him a predator, like a PD file, right, is because he married her, or he stayed with her, had kids with her. They've been together since the age, I guess. I don't know if that makes it better, but to me, it's like, I feel like an actual person who's attracted to minors would, actively try to get with minors, I think that this might have been one of those situations where it is possible she could have lied about her age, but at the same time, I really don't buy that. I don't think she lied about her age. I think that he did know about her age. And either way, when he found out about her age, he did continue the relationship and had kids with her. So it's kind of like that whole, well, she lied about her age. That argument kind of goes out the window for me, to be honest. But that was a whole controversy that started. Then, of course, we talked about the 911 call, him apparently allegedly hitting her, and him going to court and being arrested, that whole stuff. So now, ever since the arrest of Kid Behind the Camera, aka Michael Green, that's his name. It's not docs, it's public information at this point. Michael Green, aka Kid Behind the Camera, has had a lot of videos made about him, people going and diving into the lore, because again, he was tied to a very beloved YouTube channel, which was his father. And so I got a feature in one of these videos, which we're gonna react to that video. and give my thoughts on it, and also kind of brag to certain people who like to call me a trash YouTuber, that they will probably never have their name attached in a video that is sitting at, or probably at this point, over 400,000 views on a 1 million sub channel. So that's also kind of me trying to kind of flex a little bit. So come with me, folks. We're gonna go enjoy some content. Lazy content, as I'm going to call it from now on. This is lazy content. All my stuff on this channel is lazy content. Oh, 100%. Let them know. DDH. DDH. I mean, it goes without saying. It goes without saying. I hate when like YouTube does this. Like, I started from the beginning, so I don't know why it always does this.
When the face of a large, globally beloved YouTube channel passes away,
Hold on.
the story often ends with the channel being quietly retired, a way for their family to preserve their loved one's legacy, allowing fans to remember them exactly as they were. Sometimes friends and family step forward to keep the creator's vision alive, crafting new content to honor and continue their work. Yet, after Charles Green, better known to millions as Angry Grandpa from the Angry Grandpa show, sadly passed away in 2017, his son Michael Green, aka...
Okay, hold on. Let me pause it so it can catch up so it doesn't buffer like that. So I want to say this, which is funny, because like this is how big Angry Grandpa really was, okay? So I posted a video of the 911 call that Bridget, who is Michael Green's baby's mama, because I'm just going to call her baby mama because I don't really know if they're married or not, and every time I say they're married, people will say they're not. So baby mama, at least we know she's a baby mama. Okay, so the video I posted of the 911 call is currently sitting at 56,000 views. Okay, so for some reason, and I've seen this 911 call posted so many times on so many different channels, bigger channels than mine that have more views, but for some reason, when you type in Kid Behind the Camera or Kid Behind the Camera 911 call, my video is like the first one that pops up. So I guess that's why everyone's finding my video before everyone else's. So, and I'm explaining this because Angry Grandpa was such a big personality on this platform before his passing. My uncle texted me. Hold on. I'm not even kidding. I got to read you the text. Hold on. Because my uncle actually texted me about this. And I thought it was crazy because it was like so random. It was so random. I'm just, sitting here one day, and then all of a sudden, I got a text, July 24th. My uncle texted me. He said, "Hey, did you post that Kid Behind the Camera on YouTube?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, and my uncle said, "He really did that?" And I'm like, "They say it wasn't true, and she lied. She was mad, so I don't know. I believe he did it because the story doesn't sound right, especially with the police report." And then my uncle says, "Crazy. You never know with them two." And I'm sitting here in my head like, I even respond, I'm like, "Wait, I'm confused. You've been following that?" And my uncle said, "I check here and there because I still watch Angry Grandpa videos." And I said, "Bruh, ain't no way." My uncle said, "I know dude's hilarious. I know he doesn't get the views that he used to. That's why he makes a lot of shit up," referring to Kid Behind the Camera. So I'm like, my uncle is texting me because he came across my video about this. And he asked me about it, and I didn't even know he watched Angry Grandpa or Kid Behind the Camera. So my uncle was a fan. My uncle was a fan of Kid Behind the Camera and Angry Grandpa. And I'm just crying because I'm like, the most random shit happens. One thing I love about YouTube is like sometimes when you get like a good video that hits well, your family members are going to catch up on it, and they're going to message you like, "Hey, that video is sitting at 50,000 something views." Like, I thought that was the most funniest thing ever. So I wanted to share that story with y'all because like that's how big Angry Grandpa was. Like, you know how I would say, if you've made it, you've made it as a celebrity, right? When it's a household name, and by household name, that means people in your household know who the fuck you're talking about. Like if you talk in your house about, "Oh, Robert Downey Jr., everybody in the house is going to know who Robert Downey Jr. is. That's fame, right? So the fact that my uncle, right? Somebody who I would never expect to even be a fan of that type of shit, right? Like, you know, it's my uncle. Hit me up talking about Angry Grandpa and Kid Behind the Camera was crazy. So that's how big Angry Grandpa really was on this platform before he passed away. And thank you, Sharon Peters. I feel like you're trolling, but thank you. Thank you. Uncle wanted the juice. Yeah, he wanted the tea. Yes, my uncle. My uncle. Believe it or not, my uncle's actually I would say he's like 10 years older than me. Yeah, because like I think the age. I mean, he's not that far. He's not that far. I wouldn't say he's 10 years. I know that we're not that far apart. Like, uncles are strange creatures. Not that I don't have that kind of uncle. My uncle is also my godfather. My uncle is a very, very good man. Love my uncle. My uncle, we call him Uncle G. Uncle G. But anyways, let's watch the video.
A kid behind a camera chose a very different path. Instead of letting his father's memory rest, Michael began milking his name for views and money, shamelessly clickbaiting with his father's name and even AI-generated images years after his death. Over time, doing every disgraceful thing imaginable.
She wants you home. Where's your wife? Where's your kids right now, dude? I'm hanging out with my friends. You're hanging out with two girls in this group.
Well, at least I know the truth.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
The truth is out, folks.
Wait. Sorry, guys. I hit the wrong button. I'm trying to get it on the side so you guys can see the thingies. Hold on. Hang on. There we go. No. Because I want it full screen, but I don't want my stupid face blocking it. Let me find a layout. Sorry, give me a second. I had one job. How the fudge do I get this back to like where it was? Oh God. And I can't move my little thing. I can't move it. Actually, you know what? I could do this. There we go. We'll just full screen it. You don't need to see my stupid image. I'm not even on camera, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you guys were right. Bridget was cheating. Smack the like button if you want me to break up with her. And I mean actually.
When you hit me. Hey, I did it. There I am. There it is. I posted my video right there. My video right there. Right there. What does it say? Revelations right there. Let's go.
Lights, so whatever that means. You saw lights when he hit you? Yes. Did you pass out? Hurry. Please. They're on the way. They're already on the way.
Tarnishing Angry Grandpa's legacy and stooping so low that even the show's most loyal oldest fans were in disbelief. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we're diving into the shameless downfall of Kid Behind a Camera, how he destroyed the image of one of YouTube's oldest and most beloved channels, and how his hunger for money and attention dragged him not just to the depths of online infamy, but eventually behind bars. However, before diving into the downfall, let's take things back to where it all began. Angry Grandpa first appeared on the internet in 2007, when his son Michael recorded and uploaded a video of him having a furious meltdown after the family opened Christmas presents without him.
I can get you a present?
No, I'm mad because it's Christmas. I actually do some of my grandsons open the presents. Now, Jonathan, how are you now?
We couldn't afford
This
it.
ain't right, man.
We got you.
Hey, hell with your tree, man.
We got you lighter.
I ain't never come back to this house. You know what? You can all kiss my fat. I don't care. Good riddance.
This went viral almost instantly, racking up tens of thousands of views overnight. Riding the momentum, Michael created a YouTube channel the same year, which was later suspended, but they didn't.
Is that him, bro? Is that a young person? Oh my God, I don't mean to be mean, but yikes. Talk about friggin' Uncle Fester looking ass.
Stop, and eventually relaunched with their current channel, The Angry Grandpa Show, on June 19th, 2010. The content was simple but wildly entertaining. It was primarily Michael recording his father's over-the-top, rage-filled reactions to everyday situations, screaming profanities, smashing objects, and destroying furniture.
You're not breaking the tablet.
I hate this goddamn game. I hate it. Man, I ain't about to get Candy Crunch!
Stop it! Oh, what the is that?
You fat fuck! No! You know you made that happen!
Some videos like Angry Grandpa Destroys PS4, The Walking Dead Prank, and Angry Grandpa Smashes HD TV ended up getting tens of millions of views,
That says destroys PS4.
propelling the Angry Grandpa into mainstream levels of success. Apart from these meltdown videos, the channel also featured pranks, challenges, and vlogs with friends and family, all of which fans loved. This allowed the Angry Grandpa show to amass 4.8 million subscribers and over 1.8 billion views over the years. On the back of that success, Michael launched his own channel, KidBehindACamera, in July 2011. This channel also reached the million subscriber milestone in less than 5 years, and eventually surpassed the 2 million mark not long after. Speaking of the 2 million mark, we are very close to 2 million subs, so please sub if you haven't already. But
I agree. Sub to this channel. I've been watching his other content, and it's really top tier. Like this guy puts a really good videos. He makes videos on a lot of different people. So definitely check him out. I will post a link to his channel after we finish watching this. But it is the Internet Anarchist. And Juicebox Poppy for a $9.99 super chat. Here to support you. You're the best, Ray. Thank you so much. And I hope you're feeling better. I really do. Shout out to Juicebox Poppy. Let's send him some well wishes so he gets better soon. He not feeling so good. Wait, Ray, your channel is spawning a dating subculture. What is going on? I don't like what's happening in the chat. I just looked at the chat. Y'all stop it. Behave yourselves. This is a kid-friendly channel. It's like a Disney Channel.
But even at the peak of their fame, signs of Michael's disgusting, self-serving behavior were beginning to creep into the spotlight. One of the earliest and most obvious incidents that exposed Michael's exploitative approach to content was the Angry Grandpa's tattoo meltdown video. After hitting their first 1 million subscribers, Michael and Angry Grandpa agreed to celebrate the milestone by getting tattoos. Grandpa wanted a motorcycle design on his back, but Michael secretly told the artist to swap it for a toxic symbol with the words "my things" written underneath.
Oh my god!
Is it alright?
I love it!
Ah!
There it is, Dad. You want to see it?
What?
Gotta back the mirror up for him.
I can't see!
Predictably, when Grandpa found out, he completely lost it.
What? My things!
Oh man, is that what it says? Dad! Holy
Smashing things inside the tattoo parlor.
Hey!
Thing!
He told me to do it! He told me to do it!
Hey, dude! You can't be out here doing that!
Dad, come on, man. Dad, come on.
You got to go. You got to go.
They're gonna call.
Go and get everybody you want to go! You guys, baby! I'm gonna make no! My I'll show you my God! I'm gonna make you go!
Even though the video ended up doing pretty well,
That's kind of crazy. Now, my thing is like, considering what we know about Kid Behind the Camera, he likes to write a lot of scripts. A lot of his stuff is staged. Like, this is kind of obvious and pretty much exposed at this point, right? So, like, I'm starting to wonder if this is also part of the staged part, because, like, if it's not, then this is really abusive behavior. Like, I'm sorry, like, that's kind of, like, really messed up to do to your loved one. So, I don't think that this was actually him. I would hope not, because, like, that's kind of messed up. It's kind of messed up. But, yeah. This is why Angry Grandpa was so popular. You just got an old man just flipping out and stuff. It was entertaining.
gaining more than 6 million views. A significant number of the viewers expressed displeasure at the fact that Michael had crossed a line to provoke a viral reaction from his father. That tattoo was permanent, and removing it would have been a costly, painful process for the elderly grandpa. Michael went too far. This is my least favorite AGP video. Grandpa was so excited for the motorcycle, and Michael had to pull this cruel prank on him. I don't blame Grandpa for freaking out. The tattoo prank had already shown Michael's complete lack of empathy for those closest to him, as well as his willingness to exploit them without a second thought, if it meant getting the internet's attention. But sadly, the lengths Michael would go for content didn't stop with his father. Outside of the Angry Grandpa show and Kid Behind a Camera, Michael also ran additional channels, including one called Life with Mikey Show. On this channel, he dressed up as the fictional serial killer Michael Myers and terrorized his preschool-aged nephews on camera.
All the hope that I had left is lost. I am hope that I had left is lost.
In video after video, the children appeared visibly distressed, crying, cowering, and desperately trying to escape, while Michael
Myers definitely let himself go. I don't think he's really chasing criminals. He's not chasing criminals. He's really not chasing those schoolgirls and gunning, like, not gunning them. Why am I sitting here talking like I'm supposed to know Michael Myers? I'm saying he's using a gun. I'm saying he's killing criminals. No, he kills people with a butcher knife. There we go. I got there. Michael Myers is not a Blazers fan. Too much candy on Halloween. Damn, giving Daddy 05 vibes. I think Daddy 05 was worse though, because like I'm not. People were doing the whole costumes and scaring their kids stuff, but like Daddy 05 was like the worst of the worst in my opinion.
Still in character, relentlessly chased and intimidated them for the camera.
Hey Jay, see we're getting Papa for Christmas? Huh?
Okay.
According to multiple child protection guidelines, deliberately threatening and intimidating a child is considered a form of emotional and psychological abuse, and Michael was packaging that abuse as entertainment. Unfortunately, the cruelty didn't stop at fear. Multiple clips show what can only be described as possible physical abuse as well, including one clip where he pushed and rubbed his shoe on one of his nephew's head.
She's making a list. So be good for goodness sake. Oh.
While these videos didn't provoke
That's like so fucked up.
outrage at the time, they stand as yet another example of how Michael had no moral ceiling, and there was no depth of depravity he wouldn't sink to in pursuit of views and attention. Unfortunately, things only got worse after Angry Grandpa's passing on December 10th, 2017, as not even 24 hours after his father's death, Michael uploaded a video to his channel titled Rip Angry Grandpa.
KidBehindACamera here.
Bridge OS here.
And today, I've got to make a very unfortunate video.
The video we've always feared.
I've never wanted to make this video. Today, we lost Angry Grandpa.
The comments section was flooded with people mourning and sharing their love for Angry Grandpa, but despite the grief pouring in, the video still received over 14,000 dislikes. Many felt that posting and monetizing the video so quickly after his death was disrespectful, but
I mean, so for me personally, like, I don't want to like, because like people grieve differently, right? And I'm not, as much as like I understand how people would feel about this, I'm not mad at it, because like monetizing this will get money to cover the cost of funeral arrangements. Funerals are really expensive, so I'm not too mad at it. And also, like, it's his father. Do I really think that he was not feeling some type of way making that video? I do feel like it's his dad. I feel like he's not gonna like fake those feelings, but you know, the money it makes would help cover cost of funerals. That's the way I see it. I would say it would be probably better for him to have waited a little bit so he can grieve, I guess. But again, everybody grieves differently. So if that's what he chose to do, that's what he chose to do. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and go in on anyone who just lost a loved one, especially a parent, and be like, you should have done it this way. Like, we all grieve differently. You know, when my mother passed away, it took me a while to really feel the death, you know? So I'm not mad that he monetized it. Again, funeral costs, you know, it is what it is. But still, it's kind of like, yeah. So his dad, I'm confused. Okay. For those of you confused. So Kid Behind the Camera filmed his father having angry, crazy reactions. His father's an old guy. And they basically made a channel called The Angry Grandpa Show. And it was always, you know, about the angry grandpa. So yes, it is his father. And then his father had passed away. And then, yeah, we're reacting to the history and stuff involving Kid Behind the Camera. What is up, Dildo Gaggins? I love the name. It was really hard to tell if Daddy 05 content was fake or not because it looked real, but to me, it was invisible ink prank that went too far. Yeah, Daddy 05 is just. I'm glad that they got shut down, but apparently he's back, so that'll be fun. Angry Grandpa was an OG channel, right? Yes, it was an OG channel. Like I said, my friggin' uncle texted me about this. My friggin' uncle was a fan of Angry Grandpa.
To be fair, there's an argument to be made that given how beloved Angry Grandpa was online, his fans deserve to know about his passing as soon as possible. But any benefit of the doubt vanished the moment people looked into the video's description, because sitting right there was a link to an online store selling RIP Angry Grandpa merch. Not even a full day after losing his father, Michael had death-branded t-shirts ready and shamelessly linked to the very video announcing this devastating news to the world.
Okay, yeah, that's a little wild. That is a little wild. That's a little freaking wild. I am Pink Floyd. Is that Georgina Floyd on a new account? Is that my Georgina Floyd? Let me find out.
He expressed no hesitation in profiting from the tragedy of the man who made his entire career.
Yeah, making a video after your parent passed away is one thing. I ain't mad at it. I'm not gonna judge, you know, it is what it is. But bro, making merch that quickly, having that merch ready to go is fucking wild. That's wild. Like, I don't know, that's just wild. Angry Grandpa would have wanted him to do that. It's his son. Angry Grandpa literally said before anything for views. I mean, again, cool. It's just like the merch, right? As like 24 hours, right? Because we're talking 24 in a 24-hour time span. Like, unless they knew he was dying, they knew he was gonna go soon, so they pre-planned it. Sure, cool, but like the optics of it is never gonna look good, you know, because it's like it does look like you're profiting off your dad's death, and even if the dad was okay with it, it's still kind of just like weird, you know. But like I said, I even said in the beginning, I said, you know, I'm not mad that he made a video 24 hours later to like let the fans know, hey, Angry Grandpa passed away, you know. I'm not mad that it's monetized because, again, funeral costs. And even with the merchandise, I guess you could say that went to funeral costs, but it's the optics. That's all. Like, it's the optics. I'm not too mad at it, but it's like, yeah, it's kind of like fucking weird. Like, you know, 24 hours, your dad passed away yesterday, and today you already have this graphic designs of merch on deck. Like, you have it on deck. So it was, yeah, I could see why fans were kind of like, yikes.
And when he was called out and asked about it years later in an interview with Boogie2988,
it hurts to talk about him. I get it, you know, like, but some of the accusations, Michael, like 48 hours after he dies, you have a t-shirt that says, "Rest in peace, Grandpa." Is that a real thing? Is that a real t-shirt you had?
Yeah, it's a real.
Michael claimed that he wasn't the one handling the merch and that it was the work of a company called Broadband TV.
That's not me. I don't design the t-shirts.
That was broadband TV. Now,
okay, I'm gonna let him finish before I get my take on this.
now here's what happened. When Dad was dying, you know, before he went to the hospital, he really wanted to do merchandise, and I did not want to do it. I never wanted to do it because I didn't think people would buy it. I always thought, like, for instance, when VidCon asked me to come do like an autograph signing, I said no because I don't want to be there and there's 3 people there to see me. It's embarrassing. So I didn't want to put out merchandise because nobody would buy it and it would be humiliating. And so a month before Dad went to the hospital, he was like, Mike, let me run the merchandise. I'll take care of it, whatever. So I got him in touch with Broadband TV. They signed these contracts, and we were under contract to sell merchandise for Broadband TV. And Dad's sick in the hospital a month later.
But that justification stops making any sense when you consider that Michael was the one running and overseeing the entire channel.
That was the point I was going to make. That's why I wanted to wait for this play out. Because that was the point I wanted to make with this one. Because, like, yeah. That's like, you had control, though. You had control of the channel. I can't imagine an old man who wasn't very tech savvy to really understand that, you know? And even so, like, for argument's sake, say that Angry Grandpa did want merch to be made. I feel like that still would be something that would be organized by Mike. Hold on a second. The chat, there's some interesting people in the chat that I want to just check on real quick because I don't know who these people are and they're kind of talking crazy. So I'm just trying to make sure we don't got some trolls up in this mother effer. Because yeah, that is definitely not my Georgina Floyd. Because Georgina Floyd would not say some crazy stuff like that in my chat. Hang on, sorry. Let me just look real quick. Yeah. I don't know who y'all are. I thought you were my Georgina Floyd. You're not my Georgina Floyd. How dare you?
He could have easily told the company to hold off on sales until a respectful amount of time had passed.
I also agree with that. Like, the merch for me isn't really the problem, right? Because I don't know, like the fact that he's saying, oh, I didn't want to do merch because I didn't think it would sell. Bro, I have merch. I actually forgot to put my merch in the video this time, but I have merch and my merch doesn't sell. Doesn't mean you don't put it out there because, like, you don't know if it's going to sell until you put it out there. And it's not like it costs us anything to do that. Like, it's just a stupid logic behind that, right? Like, I have merch to sell, but it's not merch that I have to make. I'm not putting money into the merch to make it. So it's not really costing me anything to put out merch. If it doesn't sell, it doesn't cost me a thing. There's no loss. So making merch is what most people do. They use third party, you know, like I said, if you're using this company to make the merch, what's it costing you? You know, people do Teesprings, right? So if you made merch and it doesn't sell and you're running through a third party that does all the work for the most part, you just put the images on what the products or whatever, and they make the stuff and ship it. Like, what's the harm in doing it? You know, I understand going to a convention and only having a few people see you being like, oh, shitty, but like at the same time, it's also advertisement. Like, that you have your own booth there, you're at a thing, like you might get new fans from doing that. Like, it just, for somebody who scripts a lot of things, the business side of it, aside from the script writing and the storytellings he does for content, it's just not there. Thank you for being a member for 1 month. Mike didn't turn into the next Angry Grandpa, but he did turn into a wife-beating angry PDF. Goddamn. They joined out of nowhere. Yeah. Apparently there's some troll groups going around now, so be on the lookout.
Instead, he let it happen, and in doing so, he proved that not even his own father's death could slow down his pursuit of views, clicks, and cash. And as shameless as that was, it was only the beginning of how far Michael was willing to go to milk his dead father for content. All these years, people came to the Angry Grandpa show and Michael's channel only for Angry Grandpa. He was the heart of the content, the reason they had built such a massive and devoted fan base. So naturally, Sadly, after his passing, the channels had no real direction, though Michael managed to keep the Angry Grandpa show limping along by occasionally posting old, unseen footage of his father.
So, what are you doing? You guys so dark! What are you wearing? Cooking with Grandpa is back!
His personal channel, KidBehindACamera, quickly hit a wall. With Grandpa gone, there was little reason for viewers to keep watching, especially when the content offered nothing of real value.
You gonna catch this smoke! You gonna catch this smoke! Let's go to bed.
Okay. If anything tomorrow. Michael, please stop.
This is content, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god.
Honey, your heart can't take this.
So Michael turned to clickbait. He began plastering Angry Grandpa's name and image across thumbnails for videos that had little to nothing to do with him. Soon, it went beyond just exploiting his father's memory. Michael began openly lying about his personal life to bait clicks, such as posting a video titled "Rip Kim," referring to his older sister, only for it to show her very obviously faking going unconscious, with Michael and his wife Bridget delivering over-the-top reactions.
My stomach hurts.
What?
Kim? Michael? I don't know.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know.
We need to find a phone. We need to call, 911. Wait, I got mine. No, I got mine.
Then do it, call them!
Or when he posted a video claiming to sell their house because they were broke, which turned out to be just an argument over a real estate agent contacting them, followed by Bridget assuring him they had more than enough money.
I want to sell the house.
This happens every year. You're not selling our house because this happens every year.
We're gonna be broke, Bridget, okay?
Michael, we're good.
Okay, we're not gonna be
When was the
broke.
last time we checked the bank?
I'm sorry, just watching this stuff and watching some of this videos for the first time, I'm just sitting here like, how did people find this bullshit entertaining? Like, I'm starting to really like reality TV. Reality TV has definitely paved the way for this type of bullshit, because at least with reality TV, a lot of it was real. When I say like anything that was quote scripted, right? So here's a little tea about behind the scenes of like shows like The Real World, Jersey Shore, and stuff. The only thing that was really instigated, if anything, was the drinking. Like all these shows, if you notice, if you watch, Real World, Jersey Shore, all these reality TV shows, what do they all have in common? At some point, everyone's getting fucking drunk and partying and getting into fights, right? Because when you mix alcohol with a bunch of people with multiple personalities and, they've been living together as strangers in a home for X amount of time and, they don't know each other and they can't have access to like internet or even like TV. Because you ever see them sit there watching TV? Really? Not really. But, fights are going to happen. But like, reality TV definitely paved the way for content creators on YouTube to try to emulate that, to do this drama farming shit that a lot of them do. When I say drama farming, I mean like everything KidBehindACamera does with these scripts. He's doing it over there with Keemstar and LoCal Live and the LoCal universe. So like some of this stuff though, it's like this is one of the reasons why I left the LoCal universe Discord and stuff, and I just left and wanted nothing to do with it and started calling them out, because I don't do fake bullshit. Like, as a content creator, I want people to subscribe to me, to watch my content, because I am being my true self. This is who I am. I want you guys to either like me or hate me for who I am and not for who I portray for the sake of clicks and engagement. That's how I feel a lot of content creators should be, unless it's really part of unless you're letting people in on it. This is 100% satire, guys. This is just a parody. This is all scripted. If the audience knows what they're signing up for, that is definitely 100% respect. But if you are like watching KidBehindACamera and thinking all of this is real and feeling sorry for these people when they're like, guys, we're going to go broke. And then people will give you money because they want to support you, because they like you, because they think you need the money. And it's all just bullshit. It's like you're being manipulative to your audience. You're exploiting your family. You're exploiting people's sympathy and compassion and hearts. Like, I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit at all. Kid here says, dude, this guy lost my respect when I heard the police call from Bridget saying that Mike was hitting her. Yeah, a lot of people do. I still get comments on that video. Like that video, every day I'm getting a comment, and it's a lot of people are angry, understandably so. And then there are people who are trying to like justify it, excuse it, make excuses, and we'll get into that. We will definitely get into that.
I check monthly, honey. We're good.
These repeated staged stunts sparked frustration among longtime viewers, with comments stating, "Man, this is so depressing. I used to genuinely love Michael's vlogs. After Grandpa's passing, his downfall has been excruciating. I loved Angry Grandpa, but after his passing, Michael quickly became intolerable. But Michael didn't stop. If anything, he escalated further, posting titles like Grandpa's dream car was destroyed and Grandpa's ashes were stolen. Each one was a desperate attempt to squeeze every last click from his father's memory, because for Michael, all attention is good attention, even when it's pure hatred, with commenters stating, "When your own fans are giving you hate, you know you done goofed. What a disrespect to Angry Grandpa and his legacy."
But like the commentator of this video is saying, the hate clicks are still clicks. It's still providing him with money. It's still providing him with relevancy. He does not care. He does not care. Like, that's the thing with YouTube, right? Your haters are this is a true thing. Your haters are your number one supporters. Like, I'm a small channel. I'm literally a small blimp, right? I'm not even a 4K sub channel. I'm not 10K. I'm like under 4K. All right. By the way, I'm like, what, 300, 400 away from hitting 4K, by the way. Hit that subscribe button. But even I have haters, as small as a content creator I am, okay? And let me tell you from personal experience, I've always said this to my haters, to the trolls that come to the chat. I am a monetized YouTube channel. Once you're monetized, your hate clicks become revenue for me. Your hate clicks become relevancy for me. Your hate clicks transfer into dollar signs for me. So don't come to a monetized YouTube channel just to troll me, because I'm the one that looks good at the end, because while you're trolling me for free, I'm making money off you. So when it comes to big content creators like KidBehindACamera, all this hate, this attention is still lining his pockets. They're still lining his pockets. So it's true. It doesn't matter if it's good attention or bad attention. Any attention on a monetized YouTube channel is good for business. You know, people say there's no such thing as bad publicity. I mean, to a degree, but at the same time, the numbers don't lie. The numbers will never lie. So when people over there, like all his videos, KidBehindACamera posted when he addressed the 911 call and the arrest and everything like that, that was probably the top performance video of his YouTube channel for a while, for the longest time, you know? So it's true. You guys have every right to go over there and comment and shit on him, but just keep in mind, every single comment you post there is giving him engagement, is boosting him into the algorithm, it's giving him views, which is giving him money. So it doesn't matter. You guys can shit on him all you want. It's still, he's going to be laughing to the bank. You know, unfortunately, that's the truth. That's the truth when it comes to YouTube and YouTube channels that are monetized. As far as what you guys should do, if you really want to affect change and impact a YouTuber that you don't like's career, stop watching. Stop engaging. Because when the numbers drop, that's when they start to care. That's the same thing with any business or industry, whatever. You always got to hit them in their wallets for them to give a shit. If you want Mike but KidBehindACamera to like do better and change, he's not going to, as if you guys keep enabling the content. Whether you're hating on it or liking it, it's still enabling the content. He's still going to keep doing what he's doing. You got to stop engaging with it.
And how can you fake this? This is so sick. And despite all of the disgust and destruction of his reputation, Michael has shamelessly continued his behavior to this very day, to the point his channel has now become a rinse and repeat machine of fake cheating scandals, breakup announcements, and dramatic relationship ending thumbnails, all followed by business as usual in the very next upload. However, Michael's on-camera antics are only the tip of the iceberg. His many controversies surrounding his relationship with Bridget paint a far more disturbing picture, especially when it comes to how the two first met. In a video posted on November 17th, 2011, titled How I Met Bridget, Michael told his audience that they first connected on MySpace in 2008.
So we met on MySpace. I saw her picture. I started talking to her. Told her she was pretty. She agreed to go out on a date with me.
And then casually went on to describe how they became intimate.
She's easy. Second date.
No.
Second date.
All right, yeah.
Second date, we her. She gave me a up.
Man, I did.
And she swallowed.
While at a first glance, the story might seem like
Oh my god, I had to pause on that one. Jesus Christ, man. This is content, guys. Y'all need to start making these fucking people famous. Holy shit, dude. Like, this is why I do believe 100% that at this moment, Bridget was underage, bro. Because ain't no way a grown-ass woman would sit there on cam while her boyfriend is basically calling her easy, number one, describing their sexual encounter that's so fucking disrespectful and gross. So disrespectful and gross. Speaking of which, no more Cash App. No, Cash App stopped doing direct deposits on there. So they make you a certain amount of time, which would definitely why would I do that when there's other... If somebody sends me Cash App, I want that money now so I can get a boba tea that day. And I'm not waiting 3 business days for Cash App to give me money that I want for boba tea on that day. So now I do Venmo. So no more Cash App. How old she was? She apparently was like 15, 16 when they first met. So I don't know how long ago this was.
Nothing more than an overshared and tasteless personal anecdote. The disgusting reality of this video came to light years later when some viewers found out that Bridget was in fact around 15 in 2008 when she met the 21-year-old Michael. Unlike his clickbait backlash, however, the PDF file and grooming allegations were too massive for him to simply ignore. And according to him, Bridget lied about her age, telling him that she was 19 when they first met. He claims he didn't learn her real age until she turned 17, meaning they'd been together for nearly 2 years before he knew the truth.
But she told me she was 19, and I believed her because she was already driving and doing her own things and had her own money. I assumed what she was saying was true. And the bad part is, I didn't find out until her 17th birthday. So her mom comes out with a birthday cake, and everybody's, happy birthday to you. Everybody's singing, I'm singing, and I look, and there's a big 17 on the cake.
See, this is why his story doesn't match up, right? So he wants us to believe that for 2 years, okay, so he met her when she was 15. So you didn't show up for her on her 16th birthday, my dude? You know she had a birthday in between, right? So between the time you met her at 15 and you apparently finding out she was 17 on her 17th birthday, so you didn't spend time with her on her 16th birthday? You skipped a year? You've been dating for 2 years prior, but we're led to believe you just skipped a year? And we're supposed to buy that. Guys, if you're dating somebody in the first couple of years, are you missing their birthday? Or are you going to spend their birthday with them? Were you working that day? Like, I see, that's the thing. You're right. It's not believable. Because I don't think that this dude did not spend her sweet 16. It was her sweet 16. Bro, are you serious? Thank you, Justin Over, for the $9.99 for the boba tea. Appreciate you. I know you wanted to send it to me directly. That's why you asked about the Cash App. Thank you so much. The only plausible excuse is that she was working because Lord knows he's never had a job. Goddamn. You're going to spend a B-day with them the longer you're with them. Right. But I'm just saying, like, you skipped the second year. Like, you guys just started seeing each other. This is the second year of being in the relationship. And you missed her sweet 16? That's kind of crazy.
And I'm thinking, wait, that can't be true. She's turning 20. No, Bridget turned 17. And there was nothing I can do with it.
Later, he even released a video stating that many of the details he shared in the original How I Met Bridget video, including parts of their so-called first date, were fabricated.
A lot of you may have actually seen the video we put out about our first date. We should not have put that video out, you guys, because unfortunately, and I hate to admit it, a lot of that stuff was fake. Unfortunately, it's now being used against me. I wish I never made that video, but it's out there. Guys.
I don't see, that's the thing. That's the thing. I totally believe that he is that much of a degenerate, though. Now it's fake, right? Now it's fake. Him being with a 15-year-old, when he was 21. He didn't know, guys. He missed her sweet 16, but he found out when she turned sweet 17, I guess, because 17 sounds better than 15, right? 17 sounds better than 15 and 16 because it's closer to 18. So, like, yeah, I think it's bullshit. I think it's complete bullshit. The issue is that there was something he could do, be like, see you in 3 years, girl, bye. Right. But I do believe he knew her age. I believe he did not care. I believe that those times dudes at 21 were definitely not giving a shit about messing around with girls under the age of 18, because to them they're mentally still fucking 18, 17 years old even when they're legally 21, you know what I'm saying? So it's just weird that he wants everyone to believe that he did not know for 2 years that she was underage and that he missed one of her birthdays. Like, I don't think so.
No, I did not pull out my in a parking lot.
However, his repeated attempts to clarify have failed to convince the internet, as these grooming and PDF file allegations still stand today.
Did you spend 2 years of your life not realizing she's going to school, that she can't drive,
I knew she was going to run away. Somebody tells you they're 18, I'm not going to go, hey, can I see your ID? It's stupid.
Here's I don't know what Bridget looked like when she was 15, but like I know what like my nieces looked like when they were 15, and they look drastically different from 15 versus 20.
Even though Bridget herself has publicly backed Michael's version of events, admitting she lied about her age and insisting he wasn't a predator.
So, 16 years ago, almost 17 years ago, I lied about my age.
Yeah, this part, you got to pay attention to this part.
Okay, I had a crush on Michael, and I knew he was 21, and I knew he wouldn't date me if he knew I was 15. So I told him I was 18. That's my bad.
See, but I thought you told him you were 19. Now you told him you were 18?
And I don't regret it, but I am sad that he is getting all the backlash over it because it's genuinely not his fault. And it's just sad that he is being painted as when he's not.
Now again, this the only reason why this is a gray area for me. Again, it's not a defense, but it is a gray area because people who are sexually attracted to minors, prepubescent teens, you know, that is just their attraction, right? So they are predators because they prey on people who look a certain way. They look like they are under that age. That's sexual attraction. It's a mental illness, right? The only reason why I say it's a gray area because as far as we know, he has not had anyone else come out with allegations against him, and he is still with this girl. Had kids with this girl, has been with this girl. That is the only thing that to me makes me think that he's not just sexually attracted to minors. And at the time too, when she came out and said she lied, like it's possible she lied. And if she lied, does that mean that he is a predator? Right? No, because he didn't know. But at the same time, there are a lot of points that people are making where it's like, but how did you not know? You know, again, you're saying you found out when she turned 17. Well, where were you on 16? You weren't there for her birthday at 16 years old. They didn't bring out a cake. It's her sweet 16. So sweet 16, guys, is a big deal, especially for women, right? Sweet 16. That's why they call it sweet fucking 16. I can't say that enough because that is a big moment for girls. Like our biggest moments, right? The biggest moments for kids to celebrate when they're teenagers is 13, because that's the first time you are technically a teenager, right? Because there's teen in the name, right? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I want to emphasize that because even though the legal age is 18, it's still technically a teenager, right? That's why we call them teenagers. From the ages of 13 and 19, you are still technically a teenager. Sorry, but that's just the truth, right? So 13 is a big milestone for us. We celebrate big when we hit 13. We celebrate big when we hit 16 because now we are 2 years away from being the legal age in most states, right? So that means when you turn 16, you now can start your process of becoming somewhat of an adult. You know, you can start doing your driver's license and shit, like, you know, get your driver's permit and stuff like that. So it's a big deal. So where were you on one of her biggest milestone years, which was 16? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That Shay says you only need to kill one person to be a murderer just because you marry your victim. My thing is, though, I get what you're saying, but there is a difference because some people always just jump right to the conclusions. If okay, for example, Shay, if it is true that he didn't know and he truly believes she was of the age of 18, 19 years old, right? And he truly believed that he had no idea. Does that make him innocent? Yes, because he didn't know, right? He didn't know. And that's not his fault if he didn't know. But the argument here, the counter argument is, how could you not have known, right? Because you can't sit here and just claim ignorance, okay? But for me, like I said, it is a gray area because an actual person who is sexually attracted to minors, sexually attracted minors, which is classified as a pedophile, is somebody who is sexually attracted to minors, prepubescent children, right? That is literally the diagnosis. That is the sickness. So for me, it's like, I feel like he might not be an actual predator because I feel like if he was, Bridget is now of legal age. She's now looking more like a woman. So he would no longer be attracted to her, right? So he would be probably pursuing younger girls. And as far as I know, he hasn't. So that's why I'm like, I would like to see even more evidence that suggests that he is sexually attracted to minors because people will always say somebody is a predator. Now, in the case of, you know, I know Shay wants to bring up Nerd Talk podcast, Remington Keys. That was, you can say that's a similar situation, but at the same time, you know, there is other evidence that, like, you know, the following of young girls and stuff. Yes, he does teach karate, but it's still questionable, right? It's still something you got to look at and be like, I don't know. We don't know if he has other victims. So that's the thing. We don't know. We don't know. So until we do know, again, I'm not sitting here trying to justify it. I'm not rationalize it. I'm not sitting here saying that it wasn't wrong because it was wrong. It was 100% wrong. The thing that just confuses me, I guess, is the fact that he has stayed with her since she was 15 years old. She's got to be at least in her mid-20s now. So it's kind of like a very weird situation. It's a very weird situation. I would argue he groomed the girl who was underage. I can't even say I'd argue he groomed her because he did have sex with her. Like, they did have sex. There's no way they weren't sexually active. So I don't know. It's a fucked up situation, but it definitely is one of those situations you can look at and be like, yeah, you don't make the best choices, buddy. You definitely don't make the best choices because how do you not know this girl was the age she was at? How did you not know? You know? And also the fact that they are known to lie is crazy. And this is going to come into the whole 911 call situation as well. It's a hot mess. This whole situation is a hot fucking mess. You know? It is a hot mess. He had victims when he was young, and then he had CP on his computer. Yeah, that's... Yo, let me fucking find out, bro. Let me find out. I mean, like I said, Shay, it's tough because I've... Sometimes, like, you never know who you lay in bed with. I don't know. It's just... This situation with him and this girl confused the fuck out of me. It really does. It really does. It really does. But I don't know. I think it's weird. I think he should have never dated her. Once he found out her age, you know, I would have immediately. But to him, it was like, well, I already had sex with her, so I can't unfuck her. You know, so that's probably his mindset. Well, we already fucked. I can't unfuck the minor. Like, you know.
He's not. You know, there's real predators out there, and he is not one of us.
It's still hard to believe that a 21-year-old man could be oblivious to the fact that he was in a relationship with someone so young. The mental and emotional gap between a 15-year-old girl and an adult man is vast and unmistakable. And time again,
I have to disagree with that point because, again, even if men, I'm sorry, like, no offense to you men out there, but 21-year-old men are still not mentally as mature as you think they are. They are still mentally kind of in that teenage bracket, you know, as far as their mental state. They have not had that much life experiences where you could say that they are grown enough. So, like, for a 21-year-old that still probably has a mentality of like a teenager, it would make sense that they would probably vibe with an actual teenager because they're not there yet, you know, because 18, 19, 20, 21, you have 4 years of life experience, and most 21-year-olds don't even actually really do that. Because what do most 21-year-old boys especially do when they're 21? They can legally drink now. So they're going to spend a lot of times at clubs and bars, which is not something that like mature functioning adults who have life experience do anymore. Like, you don't see people our age these days in clubs like they used to. Like, back when I was 21, you know, early 20s, I was going to clubs and partying all the time. You know, I didn't have bills to pay because I was still 21, still living at home. And a lot of 21-year-olds were doing that, you know? So to say that he was old enough to know better and like to see the difference of the maturity, nah, I have to disagree with that, because 21-year-old boys especially are not that mature. They're really not. They're still mentally in that teenage years. They're still living it up like they did when they were 18, 19, 17 years old. You know, and that's just unfortunately a truth. And you guys in the chat, tell me I'm wrong. When you were 21, you all were still kind of like mentally immature. Mentally immature. He picked her from school. Well, he claimed she had a job. And she was like, she had money and she was driving. So I don't know if he picked her up from school. So I don't know. I still agree though, Jay, though, that like, how did he not know? You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he was mentally mature at 21. Hell, he's barely mentally mature for what his age is now. What do you mean?
Michael has failed to address these arguments convincingly.
How did you spend 2 years of your life not realizing she's going to school, that she can't drive, that she has her parents to take her?
Wait, I've already said I knew she was going to school when we started dating.
He found out she was 17 and stayed.
Wait, I found out she was going to school when we're dating? So what? What do you mean you didn't know? I'm so confused.
He is definitely a predator, but the most recent turn in Michael's story would drag what's left of his reputation to an even darker place. On April 3rd, 2025, around 10 p.m. local time, the Somerville Police Department received a deeply disturbing 911 call.
Where are you at right now?
Hey, there I am again.
Where are you safe right now? Are you separated?
He went inside, but I'm inside. Oh, God.
It came from a woman in extreme distress, sobbing uncontrollably as she reported that a man had physically attacked her, hitting her in the face multiple times.
All right, take it. Hey, hey.
Face so many times. Oh no! When he me, I saw lights, so whatever that means.
You saw lights when he hit you?
Yes.
Did you pass out?
Now, please hurry. Please.
They're on the way. They're already on the way.
And while she was still on the call, the man allegedly began chasing her, sending her into further panic.
Did he go back in the house?
No, he's following me right now.
Okay.
Like,
which way are you walking?
Towards Road to Central.
Towards Central?
Here. Yes.
All right, they're coming. I'm just staying on the phone with you, okay? Let me know if he continues to follow you.
When the dispatcher asked for details, the woman identified herself as Bridget West, and the man she accused of hitting and pursuing her was none other than Michael.
What's his name?
His name is Michael Green.
Michael Green. What's your name?
Bridget West.
What West?
Yes.
Bridget West?
Stop talking to me. I'm on the phone with the cop. Leave me alone.
Yeah, that 911 call was brutal to listen to, man. I'm 21. I think I'm mentally past that because I help my parents pay bills. I mean, I wouldn't say you're mentally past it. I would just say you're a good fucking kid. You're a good kid that takes care of your fucking parents. Proud of you. That's awesome. I love to see it. But like I said most 21-year-olds, not all 21-year-olds, most 21-year-olds are kind of like mentally in that whole I just want to party and hang out with my friends and stuff. So, and also the choice if someone wants to be lazy too, and clearly he chose that path. I agree. When I was 21, the idea of hanging out with teenagers was annoying as fuck. I had a sister who was a teen, and I'd rather do anything else at that age. So the only time I ever, I guess, hung out with teenagers, right, is when I lived on a street that it was all the neighborhood kids. You know what I'm saying? And when I say hung out, it'd be like they would just come over, talk to me, you know, do the whole, I was like the big sister of the block. So like all the teenagers would come to me, especially teenage girls would come to me and like vent about their boyfriend problems and stuff like that. And, you know, I'd be like the big sister. That would be the only time I ever hung out with teenagers. Now, obviously when they got older, they were of age. And again, like I was 21, the teenagers were like 16, 17, 15 years old at the youngest. When they got older, because they knew me, they pretty much grew up with me, being like their big sister on the block. Like, yeah, like then we started to go to bars and stuff because now they were legally old enough. We'd go clubbing and shit. But that's the most I've ever really hung out with like teenagers, is mostly just, you know, hey, how you doing, Ray? Like, you know, and be like, oh, hi, how you doing? How was school and stuff like that? And they just come sit on the stoop and we just sit there and talk about, you know, how their day was at school and then their boy drama. So that was basically it. I was the big sister, which was cool. You know, I like kids. Like, you know, I like being a mentor to them. If they, you know, come up to me and ask me questions, I don't mind. But like I said, there's got to be a boundary, and it's not like I would do that for strangers' kids, you know. The kids on the block, like I said, I knew their parents. I hung out with their parents and stuff. So it wasn't like we on that weird shit where like I tell people all the time, especially on the internet, we are not like YouTubers, especially, and random people on the internet. We're not your parents. We're not your therapist. You know, I don't think that a YouTuber should feel it's their obligation to educate kids. Unless it's like part of your content, right? And just keep it on the content. There's too many YouTubers that don't understand boundaries, and that's the biggest problem with adults and minors relationships, because they don't understand boundaries. You need to have boundaries with people, with kids online. Like, number one, I always say this: if you are ever in a situation, guys, where a minor is in your DMs, number one thing you need to say is, I am a grown adult. I don't think you should be talking to me. But more so, if this is a kid coming to you for advice or something, I would always try to make it like your parents. Get your parents involved. What do your parents say about this? Do your parents know that you're talking to an adult on the internet? Can I speak to your parents? Like, that is an actual adult being professional and being respectful and understanding boundaries. Because you have to understand, you are not this person's parent. You're not this person's relative. You are a stranger. And even if you are, you know, you're not a creep, you know, you're not a predator, you know, it doesn't matter, because the optics will paint you that way. Because again, if you are not saying these key fucking words, where are your parents? Why can't you talk to your parents? Well, my parents don't understand. Well, I think that you should always press your, if you are put in a position where you're talking to a minor, please push the parents on these kids. Say, you need to speak to the parents. You need to speak to the parents. You need to speak to the parents. Can I speak to your parents? YouTube Karen is okay. Right. You know, always tell these kids, you need to talk to your parents. You need to get your parents involved. If you want to help these kids on the internet and they're using the internet for their fucking therapy or whatever, that's what you need to do. Encourage them to talk to their parents, or encourage them to talk to a professional. Do not take it under your fucking control, like responsibility, to try to mentor these kids online. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just told you a story about how I mentored kids in my neighborhood, but the parents knew who I was. The parents were aware of who I were. And I was cool with the parents. I talked to the parents. So the parents knew that these kids were talking to me, and it was always in a public setting, right? So when it comes to the internet, please, for the love of God, please, it shouldn't even go, I shouldn't even have to say it. But always, if you're going to have a conversation with a minor online, always push the parents. Why can't you talk to your parents? Well, my parents don't understand. Well, have you tried? You know, always encourage them to talk to their parents. And at some point, if you're not getting anywhere, if they're really not trying to talk to their parents, you got to cut that conversation, bro. It's not your responsibility to take care of these kids, whether you're a good person or not, or you mean well or not. You have to understand the position that is put on you online, okay? because the optics don't give a shit. The moment it comes out that you are a 20-something-year-old person and you're talking to a 14-year-old in DMs, regardless of how harmless that conversation may look, it can always be twisted. Always protect yourself online, especially. So that's what I say. You know, if you want to try to do the right thing, parents, I'll talk to your parents. Would you like me to talk to your parents for you? You know, if you want to help this kid that bad, always include the parents, because the parents, I guarantee you, don't even know what their kids are doing online. So let the parents know. Let the parents know. That's number one rule. Always get the parents involved. Ailman says, I remember watching him when he first started recording his father crashing out in that trailer with Bridget and his mom. Can't believe he's continuing to be controversial for views. I believe it. After everything we just watched, I believe it. I believe it. You know, 100% believe it. People will do anything for fame and money. Like I'm telling you, it's a fucking illness. It's another illness that he has.
Miss West, what's your first name? Bridget.
The police officer rushed to the scene, and Michael was arrested at 10:36 p.m. under the charge of third-degree domestic violence. Apparently, the two had been drinking together earlier that night, but when Bridget confronted Michael about an alleged affair, things escalated, and Michael allegedly struck her in the face several times. For Michael's audience, the incident was nothing short of a bombshell. Even after years of shameless stunts and moral lows, this was a level of violence and depravity that shocked not only fans, but even his most vocal critics.
By the way, totally take it from my channel. Look at that. So my thing with this, right? This 911 situation, because like the commentator here said, you know, there's multiple stories about the 911 call. All right, I covered it. So just to recap, first the story was that they were drinking. Bridget saw that Michael was texting some other female, and she got mad, and they had an argument, and then that's when everything happened. The police report says that Michael found out that Bridget was having the affair, and that's what caused the argument. So we have so many multiple stories about what happened, but the only thing that we have that could be, I guess, factual is a 911 call and the police report. So I guess people just want to believe what they want to believe, I guess, but we're going to continue watching this.
I always thought Michael was a loser, but I never thought in a million years he would get this low. It's unbelievable that Michael went from dating a almost 16-year-old girl to beating up the mother of his children. Absolutely disgusting. Then, on July 28th, nearly 4 months after the arrest, Michael posted a new video on his YouTube channel. It mentioned the arrest in the title and had his mugshot as the thumbnail. Naturally, most viewers clicked expecting some kind of explanation, or at the very least, clarity about what had happened that night. Instead, what they got only deepened their disappointment. To everyone's surprise, Michael and Bridget were together, casually filming a vlog.
Yes.
Okay. If you were watching this video, it means that the charges against me were finally dropped.
I know. It's only been like 4 months.
It's going on 5.
Oh my God.
It is going on 5. It's like half the year.
You're right.
By the way, for those who don't know, he was charged with third-degree domestic violence, and he was being charged by the state, not Bridget. So Bridget apparently had to write a letter to the state saying that she lied about the abuse, and that's what got the state to drop the charges. But he was also filing to have the record expunged, which means it never happened. You know, it's gone. The records are sealed. So that's what kind of happened. So I guess what they're saying now is the state did drop the charges. We kind of already knew that was going to happen, because when it comes to a lot of domestic violence cases, they do end up dropping the charges, especially depending on who is the one pursuing the charges. If it's the person who called the police and filed the report, they usually tend to drop the charges. Victims of domestic violence, are prone to do that. But since the state was charging, obviously with the letter from Bridget, that is kind of Bridget's kind of dropping the charges as well. But even though the state was charging him, either way, the charges were dropped, but that doesn't necessarily mean he didn't do it, guys. I just want to make that clear, because people will always say, well, the charges were dropped. That means it isn't, bro. People could still commit a crime and have those charges dropped. Doesn't mean the crime didn't happen. It just means that the courts decided to not pursue legal action for whatever reasons they do. Okay, you know, you can literally get a plea deal, right? You can make a plea deal for something and have the charges dropped. Doesn't mean that you didn't commit the crime. Like, people don't understand how the fucking law works.
It's crazy.
His charges had been dropped, and Michael brushed the entire incident off as a harmless drunk mistake, insisting that he hadn't actually assaulted Bridget.
I was arrested for domestic violence, but I want to say right here, no, I did not do it. I am innocent. I did not lay my hands on Bridget. Unfortunately, it was the result of a terrible, embarrassing, drunken night that I'm still embarrassed. I am embarrassed.
That was humiliating.
Meanwhile, she stood in the background, giggling and agreeing with him the entire time.
I only said that because the cops were there, finally.
Right.
To save me.
Here's the funny thing. Again, story keeps changing. Story keeps changing. I only said that you hit me because the cops were there. You called the cops and said he hit you to the dispatcher. The cops weren't even fucking there yet. This is why I believe that he 100% hit her. The only reason why she didn't pursue it and get him locked up for it is because he makes the money. She didn't want to lock up her baby daddy. I understand it, but let's stop pretending that that shit didn't happen. The cop said in the police report that they saw a red mark on the side of her face. Now, if her whole face was red, maybe I'd be like, yeah, maybe she was just red because she's a white girl who was flustered, and fucking white people tend to turn red when they're fucking flustered and upset, right? But it said that on the side of her face, it was red. So the cops felt like there was an indication that he hit her, so they arrested him. You know what I'm saying? So now the story's changed again. Now it's like, well, I only said that because the cops were there. You called the cops and said they hit you, that he hit you before the cops showed up. That doesn't make sense either. So again, we're supposed to believe that this whole thing was just a lie. And obviously Bridget's been known to lie. She lied that when she lied about her age, apparently. So what is the truth? This is the problem with these YouTubers, right? They fake shit so much that you don't know what's real and what's fucking fake. And they know this. That's why they came out with this video to say, hey guys. But the funny thing, right? The funny thing is, people in my comments of the video for the 911 call keep saying, well, the charges were dropped. He's innocent. Well, she lied. Well, bro, I'm just saying.
This is not funny, okay?
But these statements directly contradicted what the internet had heard on that viral 911 call just weeks earlier. And with Michael now presenting a completely different version of events, the situation boiled down to two disturbing possibilities. Option 1, he had done exactly what he was charged with, but the two were downplaying it for the sake of continuing to vlog together.
I think it's number 1, to be honest with you.
As it's their main source of income. And option 2, nothing had happened at all and they had staged the entire ordeal purely for online attention and relevance, which, if true, would be even more reprehensible than anything Michael had done before. Regardless of which version was real, the reaction was the same. Viewers were disgusted. The complete and utter lack of dignity or honesty is actually kind of astounding. I heard the call. This is so disappointing, whether or not your story is true. For many, that video marked the point of no return. Whatever shred of respect Michael might have had left was gone. What a sad way to go out. Been watching since 2013, and I hate to say it, but I can't support this anymore. Years of exploitative, shameless behavior driven by greed, arrogance, and a complete lack of self-awareness have buried what was once a beloved YouTube legacy. The laughter, the pranks, and the raw, genuine moments that built one of YouTube's earliest fan communities are now overshadowed by Michael's endless stream of self-inflicted scandals. And in the process, he has reduced himself to a mere lolcow. What could have been a long and celebrated career built on honoring his father's memory has devolved into a spectacle sustained only by outrage and hate watching.
Yeah.
When the face of a—
Yeah. I have to— First of all, video was fantastic. Video was fantastic. Like, I have to applaud this guy. He makes great content. Make sure you check him out. Hold on, let me post a link for those of you guys who want to check out. Please go support the internet anarchists. Like, this guy clearly puts a lot of time into his videos, which is why he's at 1.74 million subscribers. somebody sent this to me, and I was like, they're like, did you make the kid behind a camera video? And I was like, what video? And then they sent me this, and I was like, wait, what? And then I saw my name in one of the screenshots. I was like, no fucking way. Like, no way. But I will say this, as much as I appreciate the credit for the video, by the way, there's a link to the Internet Anarchist. Please go subscribe. As much as I appreciate being credited with my name there because they used my upload, I just want to say I can't take full credit for that video because it was actually sent to me by another person, Blinded Justice. He was the one who sent me the upload that he put out there. I don't know why my video is getting the attention. I don't know why my video is getting the attention because I was not the first person to upload that 911 call. So I do appreciate, giving me credit because you did find my upload, but I was not the first person to upload that 911 call. I just want to put it out there. I would love to take full credit for that, but I didn't. That's also like one of many reasons why that video is not monetized. Ray got sniped. I got sniped. When did I get sniped? He does have good videos. I was watching some of his other videos as well. Hold on. Hi, check out Kai Angel's track Riot English subtitles, please. I feel like that's bait. I feel like that's bait. Let me look it up. Hold on. Let me look it up first. Let me look that up first because now you got my curiosity. What the hell is it? Kai Angel's track Riot. Is this copywritten? Is this copywritten? Who's this artist? This is an artist. I don't know if I can react. It's copywritten. Kai Angel. I'll check out the music, though. I'll definitely check out the music. That looks interesting. Don't look it up. It's a bomb. Y'all are crazy. Why are you guys being racist? Because the friggin' username is in like Russian or something? I'm sorry if I got it wrong. It looks kind of Russian to me. But I'm very ignorant when it comes to other cultures and languages, so please forgive me. Is it a rapper? It looks like one. It's not an artist. I know, definitely not a nerdcore rapper. That's Russian. Okay, so I'm not that ignorant. Okay, cool. Oh man, I don't know what is Kai Angel. Kai Angel album. Angel May Cry. 7 songs. I mean, hey, props to this person for promoting music. I love myself some new artists, so I'll check it out. I will definitely check it out. And maybe I'll do a reaction. Now's not the time, though. That was definitely not the time. The real story is that Mike caught Bridge in the act cheating on her with a cyborg from the future. They wanted to protect the cyborg since it's part of the scripting, so she lied. Solved. That's crazy. React to some angry grandpa crash shots from back in the day. I could do that. We could do that since it's related to the topic. You know what's funny? How he got fired for threats of real life violence last night, and his threats were scrubbed because if they weren't scrubbed, it would be evidence he's violent. Yep. Yeah, he definitely seems like the type that would hit somebody. Ray tried to get canceled. I ain't no money tried. Please, everyone wants to cancel me. All right, let's do the angry grandpa. All right, we'll react to some angry grandpa per request. I've never seen angry grandpa, by the way. This is new to me. Like I said, I only knew Kid Behind the Camera through LolCal Live, so I kind of missed the angry grandpa stuff. So let's go back. We'll go back to like a couple of years. Let's see. 1 year later. We gotta go back some time. Oh my god, these titles are, hold on, let me put this back on screen. These titles are like so, I can see the whole clickbait and stuff, dude. Grandpa says goodbye. Grandma says goodbye. Rest in peace, angry grandpa. Look at the thumbnail, dude. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Saying goodbye to angry grandpa. This is a rest in peace, angry grandpa. So this is the day after he passed away 7 years ago. 15 million views. Wow. You can definitely see like the decline though. The decline in views. You know? You can see the decline. Anyways, let's watch. Does anyone have a recommendation of a video to watch? Angry grandpa hates the unicorn frappuccino. Why? Yeah, go way back. You'll feel bad for Bridget and Tina, the mom, depending on the video. Clickbait and lots of bullying his dad. All right. I never watched the stuff. Ray got Hobbit syndrome. Shut up, Lunchbox. Where the hell have you been? Where the hell have you been? Over there on the locale universe side? Uh-huh. All right, we're going to go back. Let's go back. How far back am I going? Because I'm like, there's so many videos. We set Grandpa's tent on fire. Holy shit. Grandpa goes too far. Deck destruction. Angry Grandpa moves out. Angry Grandpa drives into swimming pool. I want to see this one. Let's do this one. Let's do Angry Grandpa backs into up to the swimming pool. Fucking bitch. Oh, I can. Okay, I can see why people like the Angry Grandpa. Son of a motherfucking bitch. Oh, that's hilarious. Can we go back? That was fucking hilarious. Okay, I can see why. I love that how he twisted. The fucking mic hits it with the thing. That was $7,000. Okay. Angry Grandpa was kind of funny. Okay. Angry Grandpa was kind of funny. 7,000. All right, that was kind of funny. That was definitely kind of funny. Even if it's faked, right? Say for argument's sake, it's faked. It was still kind of funny. I can see why people like the Angry Grandpa. Plus, he's an old man. He swore a lot. It's great. It's fucking fantastic. It's fantastic. Let's find one more. I'll do one more. Let's see. The Angry Grandpa hurt Johnny Cash cover. That's gonna be copywritten, so I can't do it. 2 years later, rest in peace, Angry Grandpa. The hell? Let's see. Oh my god, Angry Grandpa versus PlayStation VR. Okay, we gotta do this one. Definitely do it.
What's going on, you guys? KidBehindACamera here. And before we get into the Angry Grandpa PlayStation VR video, I wanted to take a minute to talk about a different kind of Angry Grandpa video game. The one brought to you by...
Okay. Grandpa in the video game, he's right there. That's hilarious. Anyways, let's see. I don't want to hear this. Oh, actually, hold on. I kind of want to see. The game is so much more fucking scary when you're in the VR. Like, you can see what he's looking at on the TV, but it's so much realistic when you have the headset on, dude. I played this. Shit's fucking horrifying. That shark scared the shit out of me, and I was standing up. I know how he's feeling. I played this game as at my age. This shit was horrifying. At his age, I can't imagine his heart rate not going up. I can't play VR, triggers migraines. Yeah, you gotta definitely take some Dramamine. Sitting down playing VR made it worse for me. Yeah, I like to stand. Fucking Jaws was the director cut of the game, never released. I'm telling you though, this game was horrifying. That Angry Grandpa is adorable. I can see why people liked him. Rest in peace. Unfortunately for his son, Yeah, that situation is just crazy. But Angry Grandpa definitely seemed like he was probably a really good dude. Very wholesome. Like that video was very wholesome. I can't even be mad at it. But anyways, that's all I got. I told y'all we would get through that video in like an hour, almost 2 hours. It's a 20-minute video, and I'm good. I'm getting good at knowing how long it's gonna take for me to get through a goddamn video these days. But I guess overall, guys, obviously people are kind of not talking about the 911 thing, the DV stuff, since the charges were dropped, so nobody really talks about it anymore. But I saw that video and I was like, let me watch it, and we'll do a live reaction to it. Cause yeah, it was a really good video we watched. So yeah, I go to the beach. I live on Dramamine. But yeah, I know some of my takes are gonna get completely like blown out in the chat, in the comment section, because they always do. But that's all I got for the show, guys. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. I'm gonna get going because it's Friday and it's like 4:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all need to go out and enjoy the Friday. Go out, have fun, do something. I'm a weirdo. I stay inside. I'm gonna play video games. TTS is at work. So, anyways, love y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. If you're new here, think about subscribing. If you don't like this content no more, think about unsubscribing. Hit that like if you like the content. Hit that dislike if you dislike the content. Either way, it's engagement for me. So there you go. Much love, guys. Let's see. What are we going to end the show with? We got a bunch of songs. Ooh, there's a new feature on this StreamYard. Oh, I could add like a soundboard? Sounds. Okay. I'm going to have to start uploading some sounds. What should we end with? We'll end with the Kid Behind the Camera song. Okay, bye.
Where are you at right now?
That was not the song. That was the 911 call. That's a bad way to end the show. Can you imagine if I ended the show with the 911 call? Holy shit. I thought that was the Kid Behind the Camera song. That is not the Kid Behind the Camera song. So, with that embarrassment, I'm going to end it with this. Bye.
Cause I know you want me, baby. I think I want you too. They call me Superman. I'm here to rescue you. I wanna save you, girl. Come be in Shady's world. They call me Superman. Leave tall hoes in a single bound. I'm single now. Got no ring on his finger now. I'd never let another chick bring me down. A relationship. Save it, bitch. Babysit. You make me sick. Superman ain't saving shit. Girl, you can jump on Shady's dick. Straight from the hip. Cut to the chase. I tell a motherfucker slap to her face. Play no games. Say no names. Ever since I broke up with what's her face, I'm a different man. Kiss my ass. Kiss my lips. Bitch my ass. Kiss my dick. Get my cash. I'd rather have you with my ass. Don't put out. I'll put you out. Won't get out. I'll push you out. Bitches, they come, they go. Saturday through Sunday, Monday, Monday through Sunday, yo. Maybe I'll love you one day, maybe we'll someday grow. Till then, just sit your drunk ass on that fucking runway, ho. Cause I can't be a Superman, 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 you're Superman, you're Superman. Don't get me wrong, I love these hoes. It's no secret, everybody knows. Yeah, we fucked, bitch, so what? That's about as far as your buddy goes. We'll be friends, I'll call you again. I'll chase you around every bar you attend. Never know what kind of call I'll be in. We'll see how much you'll be partying then. You don't want that, neither do I. I don't wanna flip when I see you with guys. Too much pride between you and I. Not a jealous man, but females lie. But I guess that's just what starts do. How could it ever be just us two? I never loved you enough to trust you. We just met and I just fucked you. But I do know one thing though. Bitches, they come, they go. Saturday through Sunday, Monday through Sunday, yo. Maybe I'll love you one day, maybe we'll someday grow. Till then, just sit your drunk ass on that fucking runway, ho. Cause I can't be a Superman, 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 can't be a Superman. Can't be a Superman. Love these hoes, it's no secret, everybody knows. Yeah, we fucked, bitch, so what? That's about as far as your buddy goes. We'll be friends, I'll call you again. I'll chase you around every bar you attend. Never know what kind of car I'll be in. We'll see how much you'll bar you in then.